make beats.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy J Lou, and you guys are just in time for another video. Alright, so I don't want to waste any of you guys' time. This brush review has been long overdue, but let me jump straight into the point. The reason why I held back on doing this brush review is simply because when I first started doing my brush reviews, it was right out the box, first impressions and everything like that, and I felt like I wasn't able to give you all a very thorough review. But with this brush, I've tried and tested this brush. As you can see, I've also scraped it up, you know what I'm saying? We call those battle scars and everything like that. But when I first got this brush out the box, like just to look at it, I'm from Houston, Texas, you know what I'm saying? So my dream was to always have a candy apple green color card. This is like the next best thing when it comes to brushes. I wanted to get that candy apple royalty brush, so this is the reason why I got the 750. This is the only brush that I bought out of the royalty series, but another reason why I bought it was because it's a medium soft. If you guys are wondering why I say that, it's because for my texture, a medium soft brush is something that I prefer just whenever I'm on a fresh cut, or even sometimes when I'm getting into the early stages of a woof, you know. So I wanted to check this brush out. If you are not on the wave pages, then you won't know, but these brushes were made by Brush King to replicate the Diane 8119 brushes. So basically they have the seven rows of bristles instead of the Torino Pros. When you look at a Torino Pro has 9 rows of bristles, so that means that it's closely spaced, you know what I'm saying? But with the royalty, it's a lot more spaced out. And right off the bat, another reason why I like this brush a lot is because it has the white bristles. The funny thing is that even though this brush is a medium soft brush, or that's what it's sold as, this brush is a little bit firmer than some of my other medium brushes, you know. Now some people may be thinking that, okay, that's only because you haven't washed it, you know. What about after a wash? I had this brush for about two to 3 months now. I've already washed it several times. As of right now, I haven't washed it. I have to wash it right now. That's the reason why my bristles are a little bit dirty. Immediately after you wash it, the bristles are not gonna be as firm as they came when you first bought it. But after like a day or two, the bristles return to their original firmness, you know. So, but with these, it's a lot easier to clean these brushes because the rows are a lot more spaced out, you know, so you can get your fingers in between each of the bristles, you know. I plan on doing a brush washing method video, but that's in store for later. But that's enough about how this brush is after you wash it and everything like that. The second thing that I like about it is when you brush it through your head, you can feel this brush all the way down to your scalp because of the fact that the rows of the bristles are spaced out, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to check it out to see. Me personally, I don't really like brushes that have 7 rows, simply because as a medium texture waver, I prefer the Torino brushes. But I recently found out from Brush King that he made the royalty lineup for just specifically for coarse hair wavers. As a medium texture waver, you can still benefit from it because at the end of the day, we have looser curls. When it comes to brushing out patterns, that allows the brush to get deep down into your scalp and to be able to do what it needs to do. But me personally, I don't like brushes like these that are spaced out. But for this brush, I like this brush a lot just because it's a medium soft. So whenever I'm brushing it with my hair, it feels good. I can take it with me. That's one of the reasons why I got it all banged up and everything like that. Now, when it comes to pricing, you can find these brushes on Brush King's website. Now, I know several of the royalty brushes have been going out of stock. This one may be up next once I drop this review, but make sure y'all cop this bad boy before it goes out of stock, because with Brush King brushes, whenever he makes a certain brush, like this certain brush, once it goes out of stock, it's not coming back. So when I bought it, I spent about 17 bucks, and I know some of you guys may be like,
that's too much money, man.
But as a waver, if you're not, like, there's a difference between getting waves and being a waver. As somebody who just wants to get waves, you don't want to spend any kind of money. You want to just only use water. You don't want to use any kind of major products. You don't care about natural products, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to brushes, you don't care about if you use a dollar store brush or whatever case is. But as a waver, it's a different thing, because at the end of the day, I understand that the quality that goes behind making the brushes. I understand that the bristles play a certain factor. You know, when it comes to brushes, not all brushes are made the same. When it comes to getting waves, you can get waves with any kind of brush, but most wavers are more concerned with their hair health, you know, so that's the reason why we're willing to spend a little bit more money to get a better brush, because it's not just a brush. This brush also has some of the best boar bristles that can be found on the market, and that's one of the reasons why whenever he makes a brush and it sells out, he discontinues it, because of the simple fact that he has a promise to deliver quality to his consumers, you know. So on the back of his box, whenever you buy any of his products, here, now this is a guarantee that's put on the back of the royalty brushes. It reads, "The Brush King Guarantee. Brush King will never sacrifice quality in the name of profit. There will be no corners cut ever. This I promise you." But with other brushes, you can't find a guarantee like that to where the quality will always be there. That's one of the reasons why if a brush goes out of stock, most likely it won't return, because he puts so much time and effort to bring the best quality when it comes to brushes. When it comes to the price, you pay for what you get. Alright, so another thing that I want to say about this brush, you'll find the most benefit from this brush by helping it distribute the natural oils in your hair, as well as helping your hair get a little bit more shine to it. But if you want a greater shine to your hair, then you want to follow up with either a plastic bag or a soft brush. So before you use this brush, you definitely want to try to use a medium hard brush or a hard brush, and then follow up with this one to help distribute those natural oils, and then finish it up with either a softie or a plastic bag to give your hair that natural shine and to help lay your hair down. So I know a lot of people may be asking what that brush do, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I'm WTBD representative, so I'm gonna get a little brush section in for y'all right quick. Another thing I should point out, when Brush King made these brushes, he made them to be a lot lighter than other brushes. So what that allows you to do is when you're getting a session in, you don't get tired as fast, because when you're brushing, I used to do a count method, you know, to where I wanted all my sides to be even, so I would brush a certain number of strokes on each side of my head. Now, if you have a heavier brush like a Torino Pro or a Diane or whatever the case is, your arm would get a lot more tired, and my true wavers know what I'm talking about. But when you have a brush like a royalty brush, which is very light, I can brush a lot longer with this brush because my arm doesn't get as tired, you know. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that when he designed these brushes, he designed them for wavers, so wavers can get the best out of their brushes. Like I said before, these brushes are especially made for coarse hair wavers. As a medium texture waver, you can still benefit from it. This brush will not lay your hair down like a softie will, but this brush, because it's not a hard brush or anything like that, it won't really make your hair frizz up too much, you know. So this is a brush that you want to use in between your sessions, you know. So make sure you take advantage of this brush in your sessions, or if you don't care about your hair being laid or you're on a fresh cut, this brush should be in heavy rotation. Now for me, I use this brush heavily when I get a fresh cut, and I also use it during my sessions, you know. But if I was to give this brush a review or a rating, I would give it 10 out of 10. The reason why, like I said, it's like a premium brush with the medium soft feel. I love white bristles, and the fact that these white bristles are a lot more firmer or stiffer than some of the other brushes that I have that happen to be brown or black bristles, that's one thing that's a plus. The finish is amazing. That's something that definitely stands out. That's the main reason why I bought this brush, because I never had a green brush before. But yeah, man, I don't want to keep this video too long. If you have any other questions about the Royalty 750, this bad boy right here, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. It's your boy J. Lou. Hope you guys enjoyed your day. Salute.